Okay, after you've created the 22.5-inch piece for the bagboard part, we need to create the side rail for your bagboard. So, going up to New, we've created an English standard part. Open up that window, and just like last time, we're going to create a 2D sketch. Select a plane to draw on, and now we're going to start with a rectangle again. So I'm going to start with a rectangle. I'll click once in the center, drag up and over, click once over here. I'm going to go up to the Dimension tab, click Dimension, and again I'm going to make this 2.5 inches tall, check mark. This time we're going to make this one 36 inches long, green check mark. I can click Front and it'll zoom out. Now I need to get back to 3D World. To get to 3D World, if you remember from the last video, go up to Finish Sketch. From Finish Sketch, I'm going to click the little house in my view cube so I can see the whole thing. I'm going to click Extrude. Remember, Extrude gives you depth. So I'm going to give this depth in my Extrude dialog box here of a 0.75. I'm going to go direction 2. Click OK. And now I've got a piece that's 36 by 2.5 by 3/4 inches. Now I'm going to put some holes in this because we are going to be drilling holes in this piece. So to modify this piece, I'm going to go back up to the ribbon. I'm going to click Create 2D Sketch. Then I'm going to click on the surface I want to draw on. In this case, I want to draw on this side. Now I'm going to draw where I want some holes. So I'm going to use the Point tool. Click Point, and this is kind of a center point for a hole. I'm going to put one here, one there, somewhere in the middle I'll put a couple, and then 2 more on the end. Alright, and these are where holes are going to be drilled. Now after I've located those points, I need to dimension them. Dimension them moves them around where we want them to be. So to move them around, I'm going to click on the point, and then I'm going to click on the top of the piece, and I'll drag off to the side. And I want that dimension to be a 0.375. So 0.375 there, and I'm going to do the same thing. That was from the top. Now I'm going to go from the side, click on the point, click on the end of the piece, change that to a 0.375. I'll do that with this point as well. Click on the point, click on the edge, change that dimension to a 0.375, and then click on the point and the long side and change that to a 0.375. Now those are where I want them to be. I'll do the similar thing with this point. Change that to a 0.375 from the bottom. I'll change this one to be 0.375 from the top. Now I need to dimension these so that they are in the center of the board. So I'm going to go from the center point. So I clicked on the point. I'm going to click on the end of the board. I'll drag up over here, and I'm going to change that dimension to 18. So it's directly in the middle, and I'll do the same thing here. Click on the point, click on the end of the board, change that dimension to 18. Alright, now we're almost done. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to zoom into this end. I'm going to stay in dimension. I'm going to dimension my point from the top of the board to be a 0.375. This one from the bottom of the board, 0.375. And then from the end, I also need that dimension to be 0.375. And this one to be 0.375 as well. Alright, so now I have my points all dimensioned. I'll click Front so I can see everything, and everything's been located properly. I need to go to 3D World, so I'm going to click Finish Sketch. And now I'm going to use the Hole tool. Okay, so the Hole tool, I'm going to click that. Here's my Hole dialog box. I'm going to make sure it looks like all my holes have been selected. You can kind of see the outline of the hole here. The hole we want is going to be from the center, so if your holes aren't selected, click from centers and then click each one of these points that you've drawn. We want one with a countersink on it, so select the last option. Countersink there is fine. The diameter of the hole, we're going to change that diameter to be a 0.125. That's an 1/8 of an inch. Termination through all. I'm going to click OK. And now you see, if I zoom in, I can free orbit around here a little bit. You can see I have a hole with a countersink on it so that the screw can tuck up in there and the screw can go all the way through my piece. Once you have that drawn, go up to the iPro button, save as, save in that folder that we created for Bagboard, and save it as 36. Click Save, and you're done.